There's lots of books like art of this decade, art of now, maybe art of tomorrow, yeah, like telling you who is emerging right now and who's like the hot shit that will, means it's there already, but tomorrow you can make money with it, or tomorrow you can profit with your knowledge of already knowing about this person now. But no one would think really about the future of art, and very much this idea as well, the avant-gardes are over. There was this time when art was really about the new and about the future, where art was the future. Yeah, I had very much this idea when you think of Bauhaus or constructivism and so on. So I thought, yeah, okay, we'll ask a question where no one will really have an answer. I knew this right from the beginning. It would be completely absurd what I would do. Probably it would be very likely that no one would have an idea. Everyone is thinking about the future of everything. What is the future of technology? What is the future of the internet? What is the future of democracy? Everything. But the future of the art is the complete nowness, and it's so much about digesting the now and being there, this is as well what some people then were always telling me, you know, art can only exist, is always just reacting to what is happening now. Yeah, I'm actually working on building 2 pyramids even. I want to make two gigantic pyramids happen, both like the biggest pyramids on Earth. So it's kind of a competition between the 2 of them, which will be bigger in the end. And they are very much complementary. And I came up with the idea of Pyramid Mountain after I had come up with another idea of another pyramid, the Great Pyramid. And this Great Pyramid is, I imagine, to be a tomb for potentially all human beings on Earth. Every stone of the pyramid is one tomb, where they're inside the ashes of one person. And so it would gradually become bigger. And that's so nice about pyramids. In the beginning they were not that big, and then later on another empire was coming up and making an existing pyramid, just adding stones, making it bigger. And this would be a permanent process, so you wouldn't need that much money in the beginning, and still you could build the potentially biggest construction on Earth. Yeah.
So where are the 2 pyramids that you're working on?
They are nowhere. I mean, they're both concepts, and for both I started with other people to try to make them happen. Why is art so interesting for rich people to collect art? It's the nice thing that you have these. It doesn't matter if it's a performance, if it's you know, if it's just some contract, if it's an actual thing, that doesn't matter nowadays anymore. But you can surround yourself with things that exist only one time, and Tino Segal is completely part of this game. He's selling unique pieces. Yeah, that's the main thing. What is so interesting, you have in a world of mass production where everyone can you have these unique pieces, but it's so much, there's so much trying to keep, or the whole art world is disciplining collectors a lot to keep distance from their pieces. So when I met collectors, they were always having this appearance, trying to give themselves an appearance of modesty, and saying, you know, I'm kind of the slave of the art. I'm serving. I'm a servant of the art world. I buy these pieces and take care of them, and it's kind of, and it's a real burden. These pieces are such a burden. especially when they materialize. I mean, the nice thing about Tino Sehgal is you don't need any storage place for it. And I think why in the future, of course, everyone will change to Tino Sehgal artworks because you don't have to store them. And
storage is such a huge problem.
Yeah, and insurance. You don't have to insure this. You don't need insurance for a Tino Sehgal piece. Most of the time, I mean, it might be expensive to have this reenactment of a performance then, but it's still your piece, even if you never show it. The whole thing is anyway, most of the artworks are never shown again, somewhere, not even in a private home. So, but the interesting, and when I approached them with this idea of Permanent Mountain, imagine you could actually become part. You could become part of an art world, and even the potentially like biggest, greatest one on earth. Then they said no, no way. They didn't want to. They didn't want to expose themselves in such a way. They didn't want to become part of something big. They wanted to keep this like appearance of modesty. So the reaction was completely no, 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 no. Which in the end, the result was that but then, you know, I was doing the whole thing, shooting the whole movie with the artist over here, Eric Niedling. And then he came up we came up with the idea that actually he is the collector. So I gave him Permanent Mountain as a present, and now he's trying to make it happen.
So if the future of art for the collector is now, then, and you also said that for artists, for example, you gave the example of artists going to art fairs. For artists, the future of art is also now, but another now. Being in the now of the collectors is the now for the artists. Would that be... Where does it put artists, this condition that you described?
Yeah, but the point is everyone is an artist anyway, and so the only people who seem to resist this are the rich people. Yeah? The super rich people are the only ones...
They are the only ones privileged enough to say, I'm not an artist.
This is what you could argue. No, 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 no. But somehow, no. But that's not the point. They are not privileged. You could argue, when you are rich, it's completely fine. You don't have to do all this like Facebook things and so on, and you can just wear jeans and shoes and be fine. Yeah, some I don't know, some generic stuff. You have the money, but I think it's not true.
Money has you. That's what you said.
No.
No, like the property, the artwork owns you. You,
no,
collector,
no. What you know that you have this enormous capacities to display yourself, and I think it would mean social unrest if you would really make this visible to the people. So this is why only hip-hop stars who made a few million show their homes, their houses on MTV Cribs or something like that, but not the super rich people. They're really afraid of exposing them, and collecting art nowadays. The nice thing about it is, and this is why they present themselves as, I'm a servant of the art world, of the artists, is that it's a way to justify themselves.
So, but again,
of actually not feeling guilty. So they don't feel guilty. I think they could only start feeling guilty if they would be really extravagant. And in this sense, the Permanent Mountain is the future of art, and is the only artwork that really has the potential, that of what I know nowadays, and I know of all social art and all this stuff and all the Tino Segal things and so on, that where there is really this potential for a revolution.